Hey guys, what's up? It is Ruben Rampage coming to you guys with another video. And in today's video, I will be starting a new series. And this new series is pretty much comparing different archetypes. So pretty much I will be taking two different archetypes and comparing their stats and their badges and their limitations. And then I'll give you my opinion on them, which is better, and hopefully it will help you with the creation of your player. So today's video will be the battle between the shot creator and the playmaker. Now I just want to point out real quick that the players I did make were the same. They were both 6'3", minimum weight and minimum wingspan, just to make it even. And let's just get on with the video. So the first thing I will be discussing in this video is actually the badges, and the first thing up today is the shot creator. So the badges list as difficult shots, teardropper, tireless scorer, ankle breaker, and mid-range deadeye. Now all these badges are very good and they all help you in the game. Difficult shots, it helps you make fadeaway shots and like basically what it says, difficult shots, so you can make like these crazy shots. Teardropper makes you excel at floaters. Tireless scorer, it's kind of like self-explanatory. It helps you score when you have no energy left, and you'll be able to tell that because the bar at the bottom, the blue bar, will be blinking red. Ankle breaker, which is actually really surprising to most people because it's a shot creator and not a playmaker, which is a really big thing. And mid-range deadeye, which also will help you go with the shots. And these are the next up will be the badges for the playmaker. So now we have the playmakers badges. So the badges are dimer, ankle breaker, pick and roll maestro, flashy passer, and lob city passer. Now for this, the badges you do have are very good, but then there's also a couple badges that you don't really need. Let's just go over the badges real quick. Like flashy passer and lob city passer, they are good badges, but flashy passer, there's not really any point in it. It's just more for style. And lob city passer, it is a good badge, but it's not like necessary to the game. But you do have dimer, which is very good. Means like your teammates, when you pass them the ball, they have a better chance of making shots. Ankle breaker, which you have on both players actually, and pick and roll maestro, which is really overpowered, especially if you play twos. Basically, when you come off the screen, you have like a boost of making your next shot, or it's just better when you pick and roll. So next thing you know is I'm going to get into the stats. Actually, before the stats, I wanted to compare the badges real quick. So overall, I believe the shot creators badges are better in my opinion. I just feel like their badges are more useful. Difficult shots, tireless score, ankle breaker, teardropper, and mid-range deadeye. All those badges you can use to an advantage. But with the playmaker, 2 of the 5 badges I believe aren't really that helpful. But the only downside of the badges for the shot creator is I do believe it is the hardest badges to grind for. Now I know a couple of my friends and many videos I've seen, the difficult shots takes probably about 800 fadeaways to get Hall of Fame. But on the other hand, with Playmaker, Dimer, you need like 600 assists to get Hall of Fame. But that's really that. I think the shot creator does win on the badges side. Let's go on with the stats then. So let's get in here with the stats. First of all, we're doing the shot creator. Now, I just want to mention again, if you missed at the beginning of the video, both of these builds are both 6'3", 170 pounds, and minimum wingspan, minimum shoulder width. Now, I just wanted to make like the typical build. I feel like the most typical point guard playmaker build is probably 6'3", 6'2", and I feel like the most typical point guard shot creator build is like 6'4", 6'3". So let's just get on with the video. So shot creator, point guard, you're already going to know. Your shooting off dribble is going to max out at 94, and you're going to see later on the video right here, but we'll get to that soon. Pretty overpowered, especially with difficult shots, tireless scorer, and mid-range deadeye. If you're taking a fadeaway, you're likely not to miss at all, especially with those Hall of Fame badges. Layups and dunks. Now, this is where the two lack. Standing layup is actually in the 85, which is actually pretty decent. And I was actually mistaken. I thought they weren't as good. But driving layup gets up to an 84. Standing dunk, of course, is not going to be tall. I mean, a lot because you're 6'3". Driving dunk, it's not going to be the highest. It goes to a 70. 75, I believe. I can't do math, but that's actually pretty decent. And contact dunk, of course, is going to be about a 63. Now your mid-range shooting. Now your mid-range shooting is still an 82. Now I thought this was lower, to be honest, but an 82 is perfect, especially with mid-range deadeye. And to be honest, I feel as a shot creator, you don't even need to take like catch and shoot mids or catch and shoot threes, because that's the whole reason a shot creator. You have off dribble shot 3 and off dribble shot mid range maxed out. So your shooting is very good as a shot creator. Now 3-point shooting maxes out actually at a 72, but I would not recommend maxing out your 3-point shot, just because of the fact that you have shooting off dribble maxed out as a 94. But it's your choice. It doesn't really matter. Post scoring, this doesn't really make a difference at all. Now agility, this is one big difference, but actually I'm mistaken again. Your speed up goes up to a 90, acceleration goes up to an 89, and vertical goes up to a 86, which is actually very good. Strength, this doesn't really matter because you are a point guard and you are minimum weight. Now when you make your actual player, your strength should be a little bit higher, but it does go up to a 50 strength. Rebounding, you don't even have to care about that. You're a point guard. Playmaking, your ball control does only go up to a 79, but you can still speed boost. Actually, no, you can't speed boost that anymore. So actually, this is one big takeaway from the point guard shot creator, which is the fact that you cannot speed boost. Passing vision, though, and everything else does go around at a 73, I believe, if I can do my math right. 73, which is actually decent for a shot creator. And you're defending just like almost every other position, maxes out as a near 70, which is fine for a point guard. Let's go on the stats with the playmaker. So sorry about that, but I was mistaken. The the shot creator ball control is in the 84, and you only need an 84 to speed boost with a boost, so you can actually speed boost with the shot creator. And also, one more thing I want to mention about the stats is that, as you can see, the shot off dribble is the only thing that you can max out as the as like the max category, right? So that means you can spend a lot more upgrades on other things, and it's just easier to upgrade this player to a max overall. And I'll see you guys when I'm here with the playmaker stats. So I'm here with the playmaker, and let's get right into it. So start off shooting off dribble. This is not going to be that good, but it does end up going up to an 80, so you can still shoot off dribble. It is still decent, and you can hit those shots, especially if you grind for difficult shots or mid-range deadeye and other badges like that. Layups and dunks, this will be about the same as the shot creator. The standing layup goes up to an 83. Driving layup goes up to an 82. Standing dunk, of course, doesn't really matter. You're too small for that. Driving dunk, it's not really that good, 72. And contact dunk, it's not even above 50, I don't think. Actually, I'm dumb, it's 59. But you're not going to really be able to get too many contact dunks. Now, I actually have seen a couple playmakers getting a ton of contact dunks, but I feel like your weight has to be a lot higher. Now, mid-range shooting, your mid is an 81, which is actually pretty decent. It is about the same as a shot creator, just a little bit lower. 3-point shooting, oh, my bad. 3-point shooting does max out at a 74, but it does vary for the position or the player that you do make. Now, this is pretty good. I've seen a lot of playmakers, hitting their threes no problem, but it's not reliable every single time, but it's still very good. Post scoring, you don't need to worry about that. Now, agility, this is a big thing. Everything maxes out as a 94, which is very good, and it will help you speed boost too, and it will just be able to get up and down the court whenever you need to. Strength doesn't really matter that much for you, but if you want to know about it, I can't even hold the controller. Strength does go up to a 40, 50. So you don't have to really worry about it, and you don't really have to worry about rebounding either, but here are the stats if you wanted to see them. Playmaking, your ball control goes to a 94, and everything else in that category also goes to a 94. So you will speed boost at the highest or the fastest speed boost that you can go, and pretty much unless you're playing a lockdown defender or another point guard, it'll be pretty hard to keep up with. Now defending's about the same with almost every other player, which maxes out at a 74 or around like a 60, 69 or somewhere around that. So these stats are actually pretty decent, and they're about the same as a shot creator. Now, one thing though that's different about these two, sorry about that, but the one thing that is different about these two is that shot creator, only one thing goes up to the top, and in playmaker, your upgrades, you have to max out agility and playmaking, which I feel like it's much harder, and you have to spend more money on your player, just because the higher you have to go to max out a category, the more VC you have to spend. So overall, I feel like the playmaker is a more expensive build, but these player builds are very close together. So I do also want to talk about the limitations of the players. So this has to go for both, but both of them do not have that great of a dunk and would not be getting dunk packages from the park, like the special packages that you can get, or won't be able to get contact dunk packages. Now each one has about like a 72 or so driving dunk and like a high 50 or low 60 contact dunk, which is not that good. Now one thing I also want to point out is defending. Now the Playmaker does have a better defending than the than the shot creator, but usually when you make the shot creator, you're not going to make it 170 pounds. You'll probably make it a little bit heavier than that. So that is one more thing. And then, of course, you have rebounding, strength, and post, all which aren't that good. But what do you expect? You're making point guards that have the lowest thing. Now, one actually limitation for the Playmaker by itself is contested shots. Now, I do know that the off-dribble shot mid-range for the Playmaker is an 80, but you aren't able to get Hall of Fame difficult shots or Hall of Fame mid-range dead-eye, so your contested shots aren't going to be as good. Now, on the other side, you have the shot creator, which you're going to be knocking down almost every single contested shot. But then, again, your catch-and-shoot shots aren't going to be up to the best. And speed boosting will be limited. Now, there's only like a couple builds out there with the shot creator where you can speed boost. But I believe in maybe like a month or so that 2K will actually be taking out speed boosting. Now with each patch, I feel like they've been like patching little things with the speed boost, and soon enough, Playmaker I feel like won't be as big of a thing. So here comes the part of the video where I tell you guys what I think is the better build. Now if you don't really agree with me, do whatever you want, but I provided the stats and the badges for you guys, so whichever you feel is best for you, go ahead and make that build. Now, further ado, I believe that Shot Creator is the better of these two. Now, if you couldn't tell, I was kind of leaning towards it a little bit in the video, but let's start off with the badges. I feel like the badges are way better than the Playmaker. The Playmaker has a couple useless badges. The Shot Creator's badges you can take to the fullest of their ability. Now, one thing that I do like about the Shot Creator is that it does have Ankle Breaker. Now, so does the Playmaker, and I feel like Ankle Breaker on the Shot Creator is very overpowered. You can also break people's ankles, and you can hit contested shots and fadeaway shots whenever you need to. I also feel like the stats are better. You can speed boost with some builds, and your shooting is amazing. Now, your dunks, you can drive to hoop, you can get these layups, and your three-point shooting is also really good. Now, your playmaking, it's not the best, like as good as the Playmaker would be, but it's still as good as you need it to be, and it's fine like that. Now, your agility is also really good. You have a speed of 90, so you're fine running up and down the court. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Now, if you guys want to see another video, comment below what archetype you guys want to see. Like, maybe I was thinking about doing a slasher for Shot Creator or something like that. So comment what you guys want to see next, and subscribe for more content. It means a lot. See you guys next video. Peace.